Hi everyone, and welcome. I'm Max, CEO at Kisi, and I'll be hosting today's session. So I won't do most of the talking, but try to do good transitions and then answer all the questions that come up. I'm joined by Angeline, our Director of Sales, and Valentina, our Product Manager. And Angeline will walk through what the Kiosk Pro is, how to think about the use cases, and where it can create value for different types of spaces. Valentina will help us go a little deeper into the product workflows and answer product-specific questions. And yeah, as I just said, today we are introducing the Kisi Kiosk Pro and looking at how it can support self-service and staff-facing workflows across different types of spaces. We look at access, check-ins, visitor management, bookings, engagement, and tabletop operations. And the goal today is not to focus on the setup or the configuration. We want to focus on what users can do at the kiosk, what admins and staff can see, and how these workflows connect back into the Kisi ecosystem. So a lot of videos and really applied, hands-on product shots, I would say. And I want to quickly walk you through what we cover today. And the next slide in a second. So there's a quick outline. And we'll start with what customers told us they need and and why that shapes the session. Then Angeline will walk through what the Kisi Kiosk Pro is and how it works at a high level. After that, we'll move into workflows in action. We'll show how the Kiosk Pro can support access, check-ins, visitor management, bookings, engagement, and tabletop operations for staff. And we'll close with where the Kiosk Pro is the strongest fit, the Q3 launch offer, and time for questions, of course. And before we get into the product, let's start with the needs we heard from customers. And I'm handing over to Angeline.
Awesome. Thank you, Max. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining the webinar today. We're very excited to be talking about our new Kiosk Pro. For reference at Kisi, we really try to deliver solutions based on direct feedback from our customers and partners to try and solve real everyday challenges. So we did conduct a recent survey, and it really showed clear patterns across different types of spaces. What we learned is that teams are not just looking for another screen. They're actually looking for a better way to manage end user workflows that happen on site, especially when someone arrives, maybe they're checking in, they need access, or they need help. The strongest needs we saw were around easier check-ins, access that felt more connected to the arrival flow, smoother visitor arrivals and visitor check-ins, and also from an admin perspective, better visibility into what's actually happening on site. So today's session isn't built just around features, but more so around workflows, which you'll see in the live demos. We're actually really trying to showcase, especially based on what we heard from real life feedback, are the actual moments that teams are trying to improve and what the Kisi Kiosk Pro can help them do. Before we dive into the actual demos, what is the Kiosk Pro? If you could go to the next slide. So the Kiosk Pro is basically a flexible touchscreen experience that extends the Kisi ecosystem into the actual physical space. It gives end users a dedicated place to complete on-site workflows like what Max mentioned, access, check-in events, visitor registrations, bookings, and different promotional engagements. It also supports, outside of the end user experience, it also supports admin-facing workflows. So for example, you can use the tablet or kiosk as a tabletop station to monitor different sorts of activity, such as cameras or intercom calls. What we really want to emphasize is the fact that the kiosk offers quite a bit of flexibility for your space. It's not limited to one use case or one industry. Different teams can use the kiosk for different types of workflows depending on how their space operates. So through the demos, you'll see different use cases and how it may apply to your industry or your environment. And the nice thing is the kiosk experience is also connected to any other solution you might be using with the Kisi system. So with the kiosk, it can be connected to access events. It could be connected to the visitor management solution we offer. We also have a bookings feature that you can connect the kiosk to. And of course, like we mentioned, activity logs, intercom calls, cameras, and perhaps other third-party tools that you might be using already. So when you see the different workflows today, just remember flexibility. If you have a specific vision for how you think the Kisi Kiosk Pro can connect into the Kisi ecosystem for your particular environment, it's more than likely that we can support it. On the next slide. So just a quick overview for what you'll kind of see with the demos. Each demo will kind of highlight a similar workflow, a similar pattern. First, what we'll showcase is some sort of on-site moment that happens. For example, someone can arrive to the space, maybe they need to check in as a visitor or as a member. Someone's trying to access a particular room or a space. Maybe they're trying to book a resource like a parking space, a meeting room. Maybe they're trying to ask for help from a staff member, and maybe a staff member is trying to monitor what's actually happening. So that's kind of the first part of the demo. And from there, you'll see how the Kiosk Pro can give a clear place to complete the next action. So that could be scanning a QR code that's present on the screen to actually complete the check-in or access event. You might be registering through a form as a visitor. Perhaps you're booking a resource or managing an intercom call. So that's the second phase of the workflow. And then third, which is definitely the most important from an operational efficiency perspective, the team or the admin team will get the results. So depending on the workflow, that could be a logged access event, a check-in through a connected third-party app, a visitor record with also a host notification, could be a booking record and or a form submission. And then another option would be, an intercom activity update. So obviously there's that front end experience for the end user, but second to that and the most valuable is actually the admin experience with the notifications and on-site action that's actually taking place. So to keep it simple, we'll start with using the Kiosk Pro for access because that's the most direct connection to Kisi being a cloud-based access control solution. So Valentina will showcase how to use the Kiosk Pro for access.
Thank you, Angeline. So yeah, let's proceed with the use cases. As Angeline already mentioned, the Kiosk Pro is intended to be a flexible solution for a lot of your workflows and scenarios, how you might want to use a tablet in your space. And the first and most obvious of them is that Kisi provides a way to use this tablet as a reader. So if you're familiar with the system, it's basically the same Kisi reader, just in the form of a tablet. What it can do now is it displays a QR code. This QR code is rotational, so we rotate it regularly. So it's impossible to share it and store and use it outside of the actual facility. And when person arrives on site, and if this person is a Kisi user, they already have a Kisi app. They can scan this QR code with just their regular camera on their phone. They will be automatically redirected to the Kisi app. And if they have access to this door, the door will be unlocked. And if they don't, they will be denied access. So this works pretty much the same as Kisi Reader. And I think the best way is to demonstrate it. So Max, if you can click next slide,
Sure.
and we will show video.
Let me know if the sound doesn't work.
So in the background, you see that the door has opened. If you also have a reader on this door, it will flash green, but otherwise we will show access granted or denied directly on the mobile app of the person who unlocked the door. And also at the end, you can see that this action will be actually reflected in the Kisi web app. Absolutely the same way as the regular unlock is reflected, so it will be visible in the event history. It will be tracked in all the reports that we have in Kisi that track unlocks. And also it can be automatically shared with any third-party systems that you have connected to Kisi and that like track unlock events. So it's built in seamlessly in your current flows and allows you to basically add additional readers to some of your doors or equip more doors with readers if you want to within your space. Yeah, and the second use case, which is really similar to what we just showed, is a case when you do not need to unlock the door. So, but you want to use Kisi system to track attendance. So for example, you have some staffed hours and you want to keep the door open. You don't want to, you cannot generate an unlock event in this case, but you want to still people to be able to check in. That's like the ideal scenario for the kiosk because you can put this on your front desk and people can scan the QR code with their phones. This will generate a separate event, not the unlock event, but another check-in event that you can also use for attendance tracking and to check in people into third-party systems, for example, gym CRMs, etc. And it will be reflected in Kisi attendance reports, and you can download this information, store it, share it with um, any authorities you want to share it with. So yeah, those two cases are connected to the access control. So basically, in this case, the kiosk works similar to Kisi Reader in all sense. But in addition to like those scenarios, we wanted to provide flexibility with the kiosk and allow you to combine a Kisi Reader with practically anything you want to share to your users and build it into one device, one tablet. So Max, if you go to the next slide, one of the scenarios that how you can use this kiosk device, it can be really flexible. So basically the right part of the kiosk, if you show the left part shows the QR code to scan, but the right part can display pretty much anything you want. And for example, it can display and support your visitor management flow. And for this, we have Kisi Visitor Management System. So this integration with Kisi Visitor Management System, it's not only about showing visitor self-check-in kiosk, but also it allows you to integrate with badge printer. So you can not only the person who arrives, they can check in, provide their contact information in a specific form. And additionally, they can, after that, print a badge that can be used as their identification on site and also as an access credential with QR code. And Max, if you can show the video on the next slide. So yeah, here you see like the registration process for the visitor management. In addition to just inputting the information, visitor management can take a visitor's picture. And then you can print a badge that can be used with QR code scanner to unlock the door for the visitor. And on the administrator side, the host will receive a notification with full visitor information, and also they will be able to manage the guest access, from the Kisi web app and later track the attendance and ensure compliance with your internal procedures regarding visitor management. Yeah, and if you just click to the next slide, this demo looks really similar to the previous one, but in this case, we show that the system is flexible and can support multiple scenarios. So here you see that left part shows a QR code and the right part of the kiosk show visitor management. And also in this scenario, you can ask your visitors, for example, to sign additional forms and NDA agreements or waivers when they enter. And instead of printing the badge, or in addition to printing the badge, you can send guests access information in the email. So they not only have a printed badge, but also receive the same access credentials on their mobile phones and can freely move through your facility. So the system is really flexible. You can choose which flows you want to adopt in your for your visitors and move forward according to this. And with all that, Kiosk can support you, and Kiosk with the Kisi visitor management can support this use case. And next slide, maybe Max. Yeah. Another thing that we have that can work with kiosks is a booking system. It can work especially well if you have already have some resources you would like to allow your users to book. So for example, it can be some rooms or flexible spaces or some equipment that you want to allow to book. For this, if you don't have a booking system already, you can use Kisi bookings. So that people that arrive at the kiosk, they can book not only book the resources remotely, but also do it from within your space from Kisi Kiosk Pro. And Max can show next video. Yeah, so basically the same layout. It can be a calendar for the resource or a space, like a space plan of your facility. And person can select a resource from the plan or from the, check the availability on the calendar, provide the information and receive the booking confirmation together with their calendar invite and the link to get access. So on the administrator side, the booking system also has a booking a bookings log that can be filtered, analyzed by the administrators to understand the usage of the resources that you have and manage the facilities efficiently. Yeah, and the next case, as I mentioned, the right side of the kiosk is really flexible. That means that you can show anything you want on this kiosk. So basically, it can be a Kisi reader on the left side, and on the right side, it can show some of your promotions that you want to run within your facility. Some advertisement, maybe it can show a form where you would collect some information from your customers and get their feedback. And practically anything you want. So we in Kisi, we like to show our website on this side of a kiosk. But in this case, you can select how you communicate and what you show to your customers on this flexible reader. And I think we can also show a video. I think we have a demo. Yes, so that's one example when we show a promotion and allow to submit customers to submit leads. But you can show the like your website or even your booking system if you already have some third-party booking system, and it provides a link to book resources or classes. You can show it on the right side of Kisi Kiosk, and then your users will be able to book classes directly from your CRM. But this UI will be shown on the Kisi Kiosk, and at the same time it will be a Kisi reader from the left side of it. So yeah, as Angeline mentioned, there are a lot of cases how you can imagine you can use the system. Maybe you'll have more ideas how it can be utilized, and share with us. We will be happy to maybe add them and adjust the flexible area. Yeah, and the last case that I wanted to show is about how kiosk can be used by staff administrators on site as a tabletop operation station. So basically, that's another use case that we heard quite a lot, that administrators need to manage the system. For example, answer intercom calls or monitor the members' activities live. So, for example, someone unlocks the door and they want to see it immediately on the tablet. So this is now possible. So you can show on the tablet the live monitoring page, or you can assign this table station to be in an intercom call receiver, and you can place it on the your front desk. On one hand, the administrators can answer phones and monitor the facility, and at the same time, people can come and scan a QR code and use this same station for check-ins. So, and I think that's all the cases that we wanted to show today. But feel free to come up with more ideas for the use cases for the kiosk. We'll be happy to hear more feedback. Max, you
I
can
think
show a
there's
video.
one
Yeah,
more
I
demo,
think
yeah.
that, yeah. So yeah, this is practically the live monitoring, video monitoring station. And you can also open the web app on the kiosk and manage everything from there, and you can answer intercom calls from the same device.
Okay. Thank you very much, Valentina. I think very flexible product. As Valentina said, we are more than happy to or curious to see your feedback. What do you want to use it for? But I think it's also the idea is it's a display in your space. All right, Angeline, I think you're next.
Yes, thank you again, Valentina. Very, very helpful to walk through all the different workflows and scenarios. As you guys can see, it's more than just that front end experience that the end user interacts with the tablet. That's only one part of the value. The other part is, like what we mentioned a few times, what teams or administrators can see and manage afterward. So that's really our intention with this product, to improve operations, give teams better visibility into who arrived, what's actually happening on site, and what needs attention. Again, that's kind of the clear pattern we heard from our survey results. And this could be tied to all these different scenarios, use cases, visitor check-ins, access events, bookings. The opportunities are really endless. I know we have some questions in the chat, so we'll be addressing some of those in a bit. But in short, we want to just kind of remind you guys that the whole point of the kiosk is to be as flexible as possible for your space and help you manage your space more efficiently. Next slide. So who do we see, what types of spaces do we see the Kiosk Pro being the strongest fit for? Really any, but we're finding it most useful for spaces where on-site workflows create manual work for administrators at the moment. So a good example would be visitor-heavy spaces. That could be offices, clinics, schools, multi-tenant buildings, where the value is to create a smoother visitor arrival experience. And make check-ins more consistent, which is also important for a lot of industries to remain compliant. And then also, have less front desk dependency. We've also seen this be pretty valuable for membership-based businesses. So fitness, wellness, co-working, any sort of membership club, community spaces. The value for these types of environments is also around easier check-in, but kind of like what Valentina was showing with the engagement and promotions with the kiosk, trying to drive stronger on-site engagement to support bookings of resources, amenities, maybe upgrading a plan, booking a day pass, anything to generate more revenue. The kiosk is a really good solution for that. Also, for partially staffed spaces, the Kiosk Pro can help create more consistent workflows, whether during busier hours, there's not enough staff to attend to everyone's needs, maybe after hours with reduced staffing and/or unattended periods. Last but not least, also for front desk teams. So it can, as you saw, give staff better visibility into everything that's happening on site. With the live monitoring feed, you can actually view all of the arrivals in real time. You can monitor check-ins, access activity, upcoming bookings. You can also view live camera footage and/or answer intercom calls. So again, not really limited to one workflow. You can use the kiosk in multiple places across your facility for various workflows. It's a very dynamic piece of hardware. And for the Q3 launch, we're very excited. Before we open the floor to Q&A, we're actually, actually launching this in this period, eligible offer for a free Kiosk Pro tablet with a qualifying subscription. So it offers a ton of flexibility. We want to hear all about the different use cases you might be interested in using the kiosk for. And with the offer this quarter, it's available through October 1st. Eligible teams will receive a free Kiosk Pro tablet, which is very exciting. So definitely get in touch with your sales rep if you're already in touch with the sales team. If you're using Kisi, amazing. Please be in touch with your account manager. We'll send a follow-up email in case you're not sure who your account manager is. But definitely talk to our sales team. We can deep dive a little bit more into the configuration since this particular session focused more on the workflows. You might have questions about how to set up or configure the Kiosk Pro for different use cases, so we can do more of an in-depth demo. And of course, we also have dedicated onboarding resources to help you set it up to suit all your different needs. So definitely reach out. We're interested to hear more from you guys on how you envision using the kiosk in your space.